Welcome to Miss V the Storyteller podcast. I'm your host, Miss V the Storyteller, and I have another amazing story for you. The name of the story that I will be sharing with you today is called My First. hmm I wonder where your mind went when I put the first when I was marketing. hmm Well, it is my first real job and my first boyfriend. They kind of went together. But before I start sharing the story, do me a favor, go and push that thumbs up button, okay? And like it. And then share it, okay? And subscribe if you want to. Okay, ready for the story? Here we go. My first real job included my first real boyfriend. I call it my first real job because I used to babysit for people in my neighborhood and friends. I didn't really consider that as a job, but my first real job was working in the grocery store. I worked as a cashier. Now, after I got to learn the ins and out, and working with other people, it became fun. I worked at night because in my household, education came first, and I was still in college. So I had to work at night. Everyone from my neighborhood, y'all, came to this grocery store and they wanted to say hi and they wanted to come to my line and talk to me. Now, in the beginning, it was okay, but after a while, it got on my nerves. Now, when my dad came to the store, that was different. I gave my dad the biggest discount. When I told him the total, the shocked look on his face would have given me away. I had to say, Dad, fix your face. Now, don't judge me. I was young. I knew better, but I didn't do better. And I thought, it's going to benefit me in the long run. That food bill low, that means maybe a little bit more money in my pocket. Now, only a few times I did this out of fear that I would get caught. Now, let me tell you about the nighttime manager. This dude was a hot mess. He would come to work drunk. And then the funniest thing about him was every time he was lit up, he would go to the door to the office and try to put his key in, and that key never went into the lock. He would try to force it in and it wouldn't. Then he would drop the keys on the floor, cuss the lock out, cuss the keys out and the floor. One night, he came back from break, toe up. He was so drunk you could smell the alcohol on his breath. He told the other nighttime manager that he would have to close because he wasn't feeling good. He needed to go home. Mr. Security Guard had to help him to his car. Now, I call him Mr. Security Guard because he walked around that store and made sure everybody knew who he was. The fact that he had on a uniform and a name tag that said his name, that wasn't enough. He had to strut around the grocery store. Over time, he would come to my register and talk to me, and sometimes he would even bag the groceries. One of the other cashiers had to tell me that he liked me. I was young, I didn't know. So as he continued to talk to me, one night he asked me for my phone number. I gave it to him. I was so excited. He called me and we would talk. And when I would go to work, I wondered if anybody know that him and I was talking. But then I thought about it. They probably knew something because I would be smiling from ear to ear every time we worked together. Then one night on the phone, he asked me to go out on a date. Y'all know I was so excited because in the past I didn't have those experiences. So I was like, you want to go out on a date? Then he told me to pick wherever I wanted to go, and that would be our first date. So I decided that we would go to the beach. I love the beach. And I thought about it. I didn't know how his money situation was. The one thing I did know is that security guards, they didn't make a lot of money. And I didn't want to make him feel bad. So he told me that his car was in the shop. And so I offered to drive. The night of our date, he was late. He told me that he would get his cousin to um, drop him off, and his cousin's car broke down. He didn't want me to drive to his house and then drive to the beach so his cousin would do that. That was a hot mess because his cousin's car broke down. They had to fix it, and then he came. Now, when I made these plans, my brother said that he was going to the beach on the same night and that we can go with him. I know my brother was looking out for me. You know why? Because he didn't even know the dude. He was like, I'm gonna look out for my sister. Well, Mr. Security, he didn't have a problem with it, nor did I. So when he came, he was late. My brother gave me the side eye. I got in my car, my brother got in his car, and we were off to the beach. So we were just driving along, chit-chatting, and all of a sudden my car started to act up. It began to run hot. So I pulled over, and my brother was too far ahead of me to see that I had pulled over. So when I tried to call him, he didn't answer. So he must have turned his phone off. That's all I could think. So we are sitting on the side of the road. Mr. Security didn't say a word. He didn't get out of the car to pop the hood to see if he could fix anything. He didn't even try to flag anybody down. He just sat there. So I had to figure out everything myself. So I got my phone and I called the Uber. I left my brother a voicemail and the Uber arrived. We got in the car and we went to my house. When we got to my house, Mr. Security didn't even offer to pay. I told y'all they didn't make a lot of money. Ooh, I was so right about him. So I paid the Uber and got out of the car. He got out of the car too because he didn't have any money to pay the Uber to take him home. He didn't have any money on the date. Can you believe it? That was the last time I saw or talked to Mr. Security. At work, he either quit out of embarrassment or he transferred to another store. I hope you like that story. I have never forgotten Mr. Security. Working at the grocery store, I did learn a lot, like not coming to work drunk. But the biggest thing that I learned was from Mr. Security. He taught me not to get so wrapped up when a dude asks you for his phone number that you don't pay attention to the flags because flags was flying everywhere with Mr. Security now that I think back over it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that story. Listen, if you have a story about your first job, your first boyfriend, or your first, keep it clean, y'all. Keep it clean. Put it in the comments and I'll read it in the next episode. I'll read over those comments. So please do me a favor, push that like button, share, and subscribe. I thank you so much for tuning in to Miss V the Storyteller podcast. Tell a friend and have an amazing day.